So, why is autism measured on a spectrum? The type, number, and severity of symptoms can greatly differ from person to person. Some of these symptoms consist of social and communication problems. The improvement of cognitive skills will lead to improved social skills for people with autism spectrum disorder. I'm going to share some information from 3 research articles that support this theory. Let's look at our first study, which examines the relationship between cognitive and social skills in autism spectrum disorder. This study comes from the Almaty Research Journal. It involved 100 students selected from both public and private schools. The core focus was to examine the connection between cognitive and social skills in children with ASD. The findings were significant. First, the study showed that cognition has a positive impact on social and communication skills. Interestingly, social economic status did not affect cognition or social skills, and importantly, as the researchers noted, the gender of the child did not have an impact that was noted in this study, thus emphasizing these findings applied both to boys and girls. This was an important finding. Now, let's move on to our second article, which focuses on cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. First, what is CBT? It's a psychological treatment that can help people improve their thinking, emotions, and behaviors in day-to-day situations. This study was originally published in the Journal of Affective Disorders and is available through the National Library of Medicine. It's a meta-analysis that evaluated the effect of CBT on social skills in children between the ages of 7 and 18. As the researchers conclude, our meta-analysis shows that CBT can improve social skills in children and adolescents with autism. Let me break down the methodology and findings. For the research scope, this meta-analysis combines 7 different studies consisting of 214 students to determine the effects of CBT on social skills. The researchers used the Social Responsiveness Scale, or SRS, to assess social abilities. This scale has about 65 items in total, with 52 of those items specifically evaluating social skills. The screenings were completed by both parents and teachers to get a comprehensive view. The key findings were encouraging. The meta-analysis showed improvement of social skills among children and teens receiving CBT. The forest plot used in this study showed a clear improvement in social skill development. There were 2 types of groups, the waitlist group and the non-waitlist group. They were both receiving CBT. The non-waitlist group showed improvement over the waitlist group, likely due to receiving supportive counseling, although this is not a conventional treatment. Our third article examines the Early Start Denver model, or ESDM, in a randomized controlled trial for toddlers with autism. This study directly supports my theory that improving cognition improves social skills. The ESDM is defined as a comprehensive developmental behavioral intervention for improving the outcome of toddlers diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Allow me to walk you through the study's design and findings. The researchers compared 2 groups. The first group is the AM group, where the A stands for assess and the M stands for monitor. It also represents the typical community intervention model. In the second group, the ESDM group, who received the Early Start Denver model intervention, which is a comprehensive developmental behavioral intervention. They used the Mullen skills of early learning to measure cognitive ability and the Autism Diagnostic Observation Schedule to measure the severity of autism symptoms related to repetitive behaviors, play, communication, and social relatedness. The study focused specifically on the ESDM to show the benefit of this particular treatment over community interventions. However, an important finding is that both the AM group and the ESDM group showed improvement in cognition and social skills compared to baseline scores. Here are the final takeaways that I want to share with you. My thesis states that improving cognition will improve the social skills of people with autism spectrum disorder, and this research proves that. There are 3 main points to remember. First, improvement of cognitive skills does improve social development in children and teens with ASD. Second, interventions must be specific to the individual for maximum efficiency. One size does not fit all. And third, intensive treatments yield greater results. Looking ahead, although research into ASD, its treatments, and its interventions have increased, there is still much more to be done. Specifically, we need more longitudinal studies in the area of cognition and social development in individuals with ASD. These long-term studies will help us understand how these skills develop over time and track our progress across different life stages. We also need larger sample sizes for future studies. Bigger samples will make our findings even more reliable and allow us to better understand the diversity within the autism spectrum.